Okay. Good morning, girls. We are now going to have a session today on coplanarity. Can you see the document, girls?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I'm now going to explain to you problems on coplanarity. Okay. So, what is coplanarity? In the last class, again, we have seen exactly what coplanarity means. Two lines are called coplanar if they lie on the same plane. Okay. So two or more lines, if they lie on the same plane, we call them as coplanar lines and we say that they are coplanar. Now you have seen already in the previous class the various forms of lines. Now if you see here, this is the symmetric form of a line and this line is passing through the point x1, y1, z1 and it is having DRs L1, M1, N1. The other line is, this is again symmetric form of a line and this line is passing through the point x2, y2, z2 and it has DRs L2, M2, N2. Now, suppose two lines in symmetric form are given to you like this, then to check whether they are coplanar, you have to find out the determinant of x1 minus x2, y1 minus y2, z1 minus z2, L1, M1, N1, last row L2, M2, N2. You find the determinant of this. If it is 0, then we say that these two lines are coplanar. This is the test to see whether the given lines are coplanar. Okay. When the lines lie on the plane, we call them as coplanar. And how to check the two lines in the symmetric form are coplanar? This is how. This is how means you find the determinant of x1 minus x2, y1 minus y2, z1 minus z2, L1, M1, N1, L2, M2, N2. If the determinant is 0, then the given lines are coplanar. Now see the second formula. In the first formula, you have both the lines are symmetric. Whereas in the second formula, you have two lines which are unsymmetric. See, first line is intersection of two planes. See, a1x plus b1y plus c1z plus d1 is equal to 0 is one of the planes. a2x plus b2y plus c2z plus d2 is equal to 0 is another plane. And when these two planes are intersecting, you are getting the line L1. So this form of a line is called as unsymmetrical form. Okay. Now in the second formula, you are given two lines in the unsymmetrical formula. Unsymmetric form. Okay. Now, how do we check that these two lines are coplanar? Now, this is what you have to do. The determinant of all the coefficients, you must write coefficients of the planes. Okay. A1, B1, C1, D1, A2, B2, C2, D2, A3, B3, C3, D3, A4, B4, C4, D4. Okay. Remember, girls, you will be having the problem models for the two varieties, both symmetric, both unsymmetric. And of course, in some problems, you will have one symmetric form, other unsymmetric form. Okay. So now make use of this formula to check whether the given two lines in unsymmetrical form are coplanar. Now, this is important now. See, when two lines are intersecting means you can completely, like you can say that they are on the same plane, means coplanar. When two lines are intersecting means they are coplanar. They must be coplanar. Other way we will see. Suppose two lines are coplanar, actually means what? They are lying on the same plane. See, when they are in the same plane, it doesn't mean that they intersect. Okay. So when they are in the same plane, they may intersect, may not intersect. But if they intersect, they must be on the plane. Okay. When two lines are intersecting, you have to say, or you will say that they are coplanar, they are lying the same plane. But if at all they are coplanar, they may intersect, they may not intersect. Okay. So what is finally the condition for intersection means two lines intersect if and only if they are coplanar and they are not parallel. You know, two non-parallel lines always intersect. Okay. So, but they must be on the same plane. So once they are in the same plane, then if they are not parallel, you can confirm that they are intersecting lines. Okay. These 4 points are very, very important to understand the problems which we are going to do today. Okay, the problems on coplanarity can be expected for short answers or for long answers. Now let us see the very first problem. Here in the first problem, you were given two lines in the symmetric form. The question is, he is asking us to check whether these two lines are coplanar. Means you have to check whether they are on the same plane. If at all they are on the same plane, you have to find out the equation of the plane on which they are lying. Okay, and once they are coplanar, and you have to even check whether they are intersecting also. I told you, if at all they are coplanar, they may intersect, they may not intersect. If they are coplanar and if they are not parallel, then only they intersect. Okay, so in this question you have to first check whether these two lines are coplanar, whether they are intersecting. If at all they are intersecting, you have to find out the point of intersection, and also if at all they are coplanar, you must find out on which plane they are lying. Okay, so you can divide this problem into 4 steps, girls. Let us first check whether they are coplanar, means whether they are on the same plane. What formula you have to use? Now both the lines are in the symmetric form. No, this is the formula I gave you. So this formula you have to use to check whether the given two lines in the symmetrical form are coplanar. So what I did here is, I'm doing this in two different methods. The first method is just by using the formula. So first line I wrote, and here this line is passing through the point 1, 2, 3. Let it be P, and it has DCs 2, 3, 4. Let them be L1, M1, N1. Now second line is this, girls, and it is passing through the point 1, 2, 3. Sorry, I put a mistake. It is passing through the point 2, 3, 4. See, 2, 3, 4 here I put, and it is passing through the point 2, 3, 4, and it has DRs 3, 4, 5. So I put here 3, 4, 5. Okay, so now I'm going to check for the coplanarity. So here what you have to write, the formula is this, as I discussed in the beginning. So x1 minus x2, y1 minus y2, z1 minus z2, and then you have here the element L1, M1, N1, L2, M2, N2. You know, expansion of the determinant. You expand this and this value will become 0. Because determinant of this is equal to 0, you can say that the lines L1 and L2 are coplanar. So first part is over. We checked that these two lines are coplanar and both the lines are in symmetric form. When both the lines are in symmetric form, you must use this formula. Just remember the formula and apply it, substitute the values, and see whether it is 0. Because determinant is 0, you can confirm that they are coplanar. See, when they are coplanar, doesn't mean that they intersect. Okay, and to check that, what you have to do is you find out the ratio of these is L1 by L2 is 2 by 3, M1 by M2 is 3 by 4, N1 by N2 is 4 by 5. Because L1 is 2, 3, M1 is 3, N1 is 4, L2 is 3, L2 is 4, N2 is 5. So L1 by L2, M1 by M2, N1 by N2. See, they are not equal. If at all they are equal, we say that they are parallel. Because the ratios of the DCs are different, we can say that the lines are not parallel. Okay, so sometimes you will get L1 by L2 is equal to M1 by M2 is equal to N1 by N2. But here L1 by L2 is 2 by 3, which is different from 3 by 4, which is different from 4 by 5. Therefore, here L1 by L2 is not equal to M1 by M2 is not equal to N1 by N2. Therefore, these two lines are not parallel. What you got so far, that is the two lines are coplanar, means lying on the same plane, and they are not parallel. So you can say that the lines are intersecting. So now we finished the first two parts of the question, girls, by using the formula that we showed that these two lines in the symmetric form are coplanar and intersecting. Let me give you one more method of this part, girls, for this part, coplanarity and intersecting part. See, we have two lines, you know, line 1. Line 1 is passing through the point 1, 2, 3 and has DCs 2, 3, 4. Okay, so here let us take all these 3 equal to R. So equate this to R, and y minus 2 by 3 is equal to R, z minus 3 by 4 is equal to R, from which you can find out x minus 1, y minus 2, z minus 3, and then you will get x value, y value, z value. So you can get any point on the line L1 as, say, 2R plus 1, 3r plus 2, 4r plus 3. See, in the previous method, we use the formula to check whether the given lines are coplanar. Now we are not using the formula, girls. We are just following a procedure. Try to understand method 2 so that you can easily do the problem by method 2, because here directly you will be able to get the point of intersection also. So here you are first checking whether the lines are coplanar and then intersecting, and at the same time you are going to get the point of intersection. So similarly, you take line L2. See, here you take it as S. Here we took it as R. Let us use some other word, letter S. So from which you can equate x minus 2 by 3 to S, y minus 3 by 4 to S, z minus 4 by 5 to S. From which you will get x value, y value, z value. So you can write any point on the second line as B. That is 3s plus 2, 4s plus 3, 5s plus 4. Now you have a point on line L1 and you have a point on line L2. You are going to get the point of intersection, means that point should be on both the lines. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to equate these two. So see, if at all A is equal to B, where is A, girls? A is on line L1, B is on line L2, and we are equating them, means they are on the same line. Okay, both the points are on both the lines. Okay, that's what it means to say. Like you have both the points are same, means they are lying, that point is lying on both the lines. Okay, so you compare the first coordinates, second coordinate, third coordinate. Okay, here 2r plus 1 is equal to 3s plus 2, 3r plus 2 is equal to 4s plus 3, 4r plus 3 is equal to 5s plus 4. So when you equate 2r plus 1 to 3s plus 2 and bring every term to one side, you have an equation now in R and S. Likewise, equating 3r plus 2 and 4s plus 3 and bringing everything to one side, you get another equation in R and S. And when you equate the last coordinates, 4r plus 3 is equal to 5s plus 4, you will get the last equation. Okay, now you have three equations in two unknowns, girls. Okay, so here you solve any two of them, girls, either first two equations or second, third equation, or first and third equations, because two equations, two unknowns will give you the unknown values. So here what I did is, I solved equation 1 and equation 2 so that I got R value, S value, and substitute this R value, S value in the remaining equation, that is third equation, in the LHS. So LHS of third equation I substituted. What is the third equation? 4R minus 5S minus 1 is equal to 0. And you take only the left hand side part, in which I substituted for R minus 1, for S minus 1, and I got 0, which is on the right hand side. Means what? The values of R and S obtained from equations 1 and 2 are satisfying the third equation. Okay, so this confirms that P is equal to Q, means these lines are intersecting. Okay, here what did we take? If at all A is equal to B. Okay, so suppose if these values obtained from the first equations are not satisfying third one, we say that the lines are not intersecting. Okay, here what happened? The values from the equations 1 and 2, R and S, are satisfying the third equation. That is why it is confirmed that the lines are intersecting. If you get in any problem that the values obtained from the two equations are not satisfying the third equation, you can say that the lines are not intersecting. Okay, so here the lines are intersecting, and what happened? No, either you substitute the value of R in A, or you substitute the value of S in B, girls, so that you get the point of intersection. So in this method, you are simultaneously checking that the lines are intersecting, and also the point of intersection is found out. Okay, that is an advantage of this method, girls. Okay, in the first method, you just use the formula to check whether they are coplanar. Afterwards, you have to check whether they are parallel or not. Only when they are not parallel and coplanar, they will intersect. And here we did not get the point of intersection, the first method. Okay, but here, whereas the second method, what we did is, we didn't use any formula. We found out a point on L1, we found out a point on L2, and we equated them, and we got three equations taking any two equations and solving, we got the values of R and S, and we checked whether these values of R and S satisfies the third equation. If these values of R and S are satisfying third equation, we say that the lines are intersecting. And if they are not satisfying the third equation, we say that the lines are not intersecting. Here, R value, S value obtained from the two equations 1 and 2 are satisfying the third equation. Therefore, the lines are intersecting. And once the lines are intersecting, they must be coplanar, as I discussed in the beginning. Okay, so once they are intersecting means they are coplanar, girls. But if they are coplanar, they may intersect, may not intersect. Okay, here we are able to found that we are able to find out like they are intersecting. That is why you can confirm that they are coplanar. At the same time, here what happened, you substitute R value in A to get the point of intersection, or you can substitute S value in B you get to get the point of intersection. So here first three parts got over, that we checked that the lines are coplanar, we found out the point of intersection. Once they are intersecting means they are coplanar, and at the same time here you got the point of intersection, right? Now, what else is asked in the question, girls? He asked you to check whether they are coplanar and intersecting, and also find the point of intersection. Till here we finished. Now we have to do the plane containing the lines. Means they are coplanar means you have to find out on which plane they are lying. So you are now going to find out equation of the plane containing them. In the previous section, I discussed with the formula, like the equation of the plane containing the lines is, this is the formula, girls. Determinant of x minus x1, y minus y1, z minus z1, L1, M1, N1, L2, M2, N2 is equal to 0. What you have to do is write this formula to find out the equation of the plane containing both the lines. And that means the lines are lying on this plane, so they are coplanar. So what you have to do is substitute x1, y1, z1. What is x1, y1, z1? It is a point on the line L1. And then put the DCs of the line L1 in the second row, L1, M1, N1. Then put the DCs of the line L2 in the last row, namely L2, M2, N2. Okay, now I substituted the values in the formula and equated to 0, because this is the equation of the plane containing the lines L1 and L2. You know how to expand determinant, girls. X minus 1, it is in the first column and first row. So x minus 1 into, ignoring these two, you multiply 3 with 5 minus 4 into 4. That's what I wrote. 3 5s are 15, 4 4s are 16. And then put minus sign and write this one, y minus 2. Ignore the second column and first row. Then what you have to do is 2 into 5 minus 3 into 4. You have to put 2 2 5s are 10, 4 3s are 12, and plus z minus 3. Z minus 3, ignore the third row, first row and third column. Then you will have to multiply this minor, we say. So 2 4s minus 3 3s. Okay. So this is equal to 0, and you simplify this, you will get the equation of the plane. So this is the first variety, girls, coplanarity of two symmetrical lines. Okay, two symmetrical lines were given and you are asked to check whether they are coplanar and intersecting. I repeat once again, girls, coplanar means they may intersect, may not intersect. To intersect, what condition you have to check? You have to check whether they are parallel or non-parallel. Okay, so first method is little tedious. Better you do the problem by the second method, girls. So you take the two lines and then find a point on the first line, find a point on the second line, equate those 2 points, get 3 equations, solve any 2 of them, get the unknowns. If the unknowns satisfy the third equation, the lines will intersect, otherwise they don't intersect. Okay, here what happened, I took a point on L1, I took a point on L2, I equated them, I got 3 equations. I took first 2 equations. I solved them. I got value of R minus 1, value of S as minus 1. I substituted these values in the third equation and it is satisfied. Therefore, I'm able to confirm that these 2 lines are intersecting. Once 2 lines are intersecting, they are coplanar. So first part of the question is over. The second part is you have to find out the point of intersection. To get the point of intersection, you substitute R value in A or S value in B. You get the point of intersection. I substituted R value in A. I got the point of intersection. So two lines are coplanar and they are intersecting and you got the point of intersection. Second part of the question is to find out the equation of the plane. I wrote the formula. So on this plane, these two lines are lying. Because you're saying they're coplanar, no? So they are lying on a plane. That plane you're finding out now. So you got the equation of the plane. This is the problem when both the lines are symmetric. Now let us come to a problem where one of the lines is symmetric, other line is unsymmetric, girls. So the question is, show that this line and this line are coplanar and find only the point of intersection. Here you are asked to find out whether the lines are coplanar and then point of intersection. So I took the first line, girls. Whenever you have a symmetric form, you take it as equal to t and then equate x by 4 to t, y by 6 plus 5 to t, z minus 1 by minus 2 to t, and then you will get from this first one equation from which you can find x value. The second one, if you bring like y plus 6 is equal to 5t, you can find out y value. From the third equation, you will get z value. Okay, so that you can get a point on line L1. So you have a point on the line L1, that is P. Now L2 is intersection of two planes, though this is plane pi 1 and this is plane pi 2. So intersection of two planes will give you a line and this is called unsymmetric form. What I'm going to do is, I got a point on the line 1, no, I have to make sure whether this also a point lies on the line 2. Okay, what I'm going to do is, first I'm going to substitute this point in one of the planes of this line L2. So I took the first plane, girls. In this, I substituted this point P and I got the value of T. Like here, P is 3T minus 4, 5T minus 6, minus 2T plus 1. So I substituted for X 3T minus 4, for Y 5T minus 6, for Z minus 2T plus 1. So what I'm going to do is, one point I got on line L1 and I'm going to check whether this point lies also on L2, and L2 being intersection of two planes. What I'm going to do here is, I'm now substituting one point on line L1 in one of the planes. So I substituted for X 3T minus 4, Y 5T minus 6, Z minus 2T plus 1 plus 5 is equal to 0, from which I got T value as 2. And what I'm going to do is, from this T value, I'm going to find out the P point P on the line. Okay, so point P is now found out. That point P is 2, 4, 3. This is a point on line L1. So what I have to do is, I have to see whether this also satisfies the second plane of the line L2, because T value obtained from one of the planes and from which you got the point on line L1. Now I'm going to check whether this point P also lies on the second plane of the line L2. For that, what I did is, I took LHS of the second plane, girls, 2x plus 3y plus 4z minus 4, and I substituted for x2, y4, z minus 3, and I got 0. Means the point P243, 24 minus 3 satisfying the second plane of the line L2. Already P is on the first plane and now P being satisfying the second plane, it is also lying on the second plane. So this point P is lying on both the planes, means it is lying on the line L2. So initially P is lying on line L1. Now you prove that this point P is lying on both the planes of line L2, means it is on line L2. So this point is a point on line L1 and point on line L2. So because it is a point on the lines L1, L2, you can say that it is the point of intersection of the lines L1 and L2. Means what? L1, L2 are intersecting at this point 2, 4, minus 3. When the two lines are intersecting, you can say that they are coplanar. So you are able to get that both the lines are coplanar. At the same time, you are able to find out the point of intersection. This is how you have to find out whether the given lines, one in symmetric form, one in unsymmetric form, are coplanar. When the lines are coplanar, then they may intersect or may not intersect. But in this case, you are able to show that they are intersecting, from which you confirm that they are coplanar. So once they are intersecting, you will be able to find out the point of intersection. So first problem, we took both the lines symmetric. Second problem, we took one of the lines symmetric, other line unsymmetric. Let us move on to the third question, girls. There we have lines, both the lines are unsymmetric. Okay, so this is an essay, girls. So the first two problems can be asked for short answers also, whereas the third question will be asked only for long answers. This problem 3, this model is will be asked for an essay, 13 marks. Okay, now see here, two lines are given and both the lines are unsymmetric. The question is, you have to show that these two lines are coplanar, and he asked you to find out on which plane they are lying. Means you have to find out the plane containing both these lines. Means on which plane these two lines are lying. Okay, so I took note of the first line, the second line. See here, I gave you a formula, like when both the lines are in unsymmetric form, how to find out, how to test for the coplanarity. See, it is there in the beginning. See here, first formula is to check whether the given lines are coplanar when both of them are in symmetric form, and the second formula is to check to find whether the lines are coplanar when both the lines are in unsymmetrical form. Okay, so I use now this formula to check whether the given lines are coplanar because the lines are, both the lines are unsymmetric. So now what did I do here in the problem 3? I took the lines here. A1 means coefficient of x here. A2, A1, B1, C1, D1. Here A2, B2, C2, D2. And from second line you will get A3, B3, C3, D3. And this A4, B4, C4, D4. Okay. So I just took the determinant of A1, B1, C1, D1, A2, B2, C2, D2, A3, B3, C3, D3, A4, B4, C4, D4. And see girls, from the first line, A1 is 1, B1 is 2, C1 is 3, D1 is minus 4. And from the first line only, second plane, A2 is 2, B2 is 3, C2 is 4, D2 is minus 5. Now coming to the third row, you will get from the line L2. A3 is 2, B3 is minus 3, C3 is plus 3, D3 is minus 5. And you see the last row, A4 is 3, B4 is minus 2, C4 is 4, D4 is minus 6. So you have determinant of 4 by 4 matrix, girls. You cannot expand, you know. So what you have to do is you have to apply the transformations. So you know properties of determinants. So if any two rows are equal, determinant is 0, or you just make these 2, 2, 3 zeros, so that if you expand along the first column, there'll be only one term, easy. Okay, so here what I did is, to make this second row first entry 0, I used the transformation R2. R2 means second row. R2 minus 2 times of R1 means from second row you have to subtract 2 times of elements of first row. Okay, so that you will get here 0. Second transformation what I used is to make 2 0 here, the third row, R3 minus 2 R1. Okay, so 2 times of R1 I subtracted from R3, girls. Okay, from row 3 I subtracted 2 times of the elements of row 1 to make this element to 0. Now to make the element in the first row, in the first row, in the fourth row, first column, that is 3, 0. To make this 3 0, which is in the fourth row and first column, what I did here is I just changed R4. How? I subtracted 3 times of the first row elements from the fourth row. 3 times. Okay, because 3 ones are 3, so 3 minus 3 becomes 0. So that if I expand the determinant along the first column, 1 into, you ignore the first row and first column, girls. So 1 into means if you ignore the first row and first column, you will have the minor like this. This is the minor. So determinant minus 1, minus 2, 3, minus 7, minus 3, 3, minus 8, minus 5, 6. Okay. So now you have here determinant of 3 by 3 matrix. You know how to expand 3 by 3 matrix determinant. Here being this is 4 by 4, we have to use the transformations so that here it will be easy for us to expand this determinant. Okay. So now you are expanding 3 by 3 matrix determinant. So minus 1, ignore the first column, first row. You write the minor. Minor means minus 3 into 6 minus 5 into 3. That's what I wrote here. Second element, you have to write minus into minus plus. So you ignore the second column, first row. So minus 7 into 6 minus 8 into 3. And then 3 times of the last minor. Okay, so what happened here? If you substitute in this the values and expand the determinant, you're getting it as 0. So the lines are coplanar. So the given lines which are in unsymmetric form are coplanar. First part of the question is over. Now what you have to do is you have to find out the plane containing the lines. For that there is a procedure, girls. So to find the plane containing the lines. See, all these problems we worked out in the class. We did it in the revision time, and students are also allowed to do them on the board. So, but these being very important and we have time to do revision, I'm revising them, girls. Okay, try to understand, go through the video once again. I'm recording this video and share with you so that you can play it once again and watch it and then learn doing it properly and do the problems. Now, let us find out the plane containing the lines. Okay, just now you arrived at this point that the lines are coplanar, means they are lying on the same plane. Now you're going to find out that plane and which these two lines are there. Now, first of all, equation of the plane through the line L1 is pi 1 plus lambda pi 2 is equal to 0. This you know very well. So from which you write equation of the plane means ax plus by plus cz plus d is equal to 0. This is the general equation of the plane. In a similar way, you find out the equation of the plane passing through the line L2. L2 means it is intersection of this plane and this plane. So intersection of two planes would be a line. So now this is the plane through the line. Line means the intersection of two planes. So equation of the plane through the line L2 is plane pi 3 plus mu times of pi 4 is equal to 0. Okay, when you expand and arrange them like in this form, ax plus by plus cz plus d is equal to 0. Write x terms, y terms, z terms. Means you take x common and write them. Okay, this is how you'll get the two planes, girls. Okay, now these two planes, first plane is passing through the line first plane is passing through the line L1, second plane is passing through the line L2. Now you're going to find out a plane containing both the lines now. So means these two planes must be identical. Okay, so we have to find out a plane containing both the lines. Now this is the plane containing L1. This is the plane containing L2. You're going to find out a plane containing both the lines. So these two must be the same. This plane must be the same, and on that plane these two lines must be there. Okay, this is the plane containing L1. This is the plane containing L2. Now these two planes must be identical to contain both L1 and L2. So you just equate their normals drs. Like see here, 1 plus 2 lambda by 2 plus 3 mu is equal to 2 plus 3 lambda by minus 3 minus 2 mu is equal to 3 plus 4 lambda by, here we have 3 plus 4 lambda, which is equal to, here we have 4 5 lambda. Here we have 5 plus 6 lambda. Now girls, when these two planes are identical means you have to equate their, see these are the DRs of the normal to this plane, whereas these are the DRs of the normal to the plane. So you have to take their ratios. Okay. Now see, this is equal to this is equal to this is equal to this means let them be equal to some k. Okay, so from this is equal to k, you get this equation, and equating this and k, you get the second equation. Equating this and this, you get the third equation. Okay, and equating this and this, you get the fourth equation. Is that clear to you, girls? So what you have to do is, you're going to find out a plane containing both the lines. First, you find out the plane containing L1, and then you find out the plane containing L2. And now these two planes must be the same because you are finding out a plane containing both the lines. Okay, so when you are equating their ratios as equal, see here, from this equal to k, you get first equation where lambda, k, mu, k are there, and equating this and this, you get the second equation. Again, you have in lambda, k, mu, k. Then equating this and this, you get third equation. Like this, you have altogether 4 equations. Your aim is to find out lambda, k, and mu. And lambda, k, and mu means 3 unknowns. So you take any 3 of these 4 equations, solve them, get lambda, k, and mu values. Are you able to understand, girls? You have to find out lambda, mu, and k, 3 unknowns. 3 unknowns means from 4 equations. So you can take any 3 equations and then solve them, get lambda, k, mu values. If those lambda, k, mu values satisfy the last equation, then we say that that is the plane containing both the lines. Okay. So what you have to do is, you first eliminate mu k, girls. Mu k from these 2 lines, 2 equations. Mu k means multiply the equation 3 with the 2, multiply the equation 4 with the 3, subtract, mu k term will be eliminated. Again, you take 4 and 5, multiply this equation 4 with the 4, and multiply the equation 5 with the 2, add them, then mu k term will be eliminated. So that you will have 2 equations in lambda and k, solve them, get lambda k values, and substituting lambda k values in any one of these 3 equations, you get the mu value. So after getting lambda k mu values, you substitute those 3 values in the last equation which was not used. Okay, and if that equation is satisfied, we say that these planes are the same, because here if we put them, okay, if these 2 planes represent the same plane, these are the conditions. Now what you are checking is, you are finding out unknowns lambda, k, mu, and when those values are satisfying the last equation, we can confirm that these 2 planes are same. Okay, now you have the plane containing the lines. Means what? You substitute either lambda value in the first plane to get the required plane, or you substitute mu value in the second plane to get the required plane. Understood, girls? So today we covered the problems on coplanarity. One problem is on both the lines symmetric. Other one of them is symmetric, other one is unsymmetric. The last one is both are unsymmetric. So your homework is, see that you do the problems both symmetric, and you see one more problem both unsymmetric. 2 problems only. You please scan them and submit in the Google class. I will send you the assignment to you. Okay. Now, is it clear to you, girls?
Ma'am.
There are already 21 participants. If you want to just share with me, you click on microphone icon and speak to me, or you can show your video also. Otherwise, we can end. Is the class nice today, girls? You please tell me, is it better than Zoom?
Yes, ma'am.
There is no time limit actually speaking. And there are altogether 20 participants excluding me. So please see that you join like this. Here afterwards, I'm going to conduct in Meet only. If you have any doubts, you can share in our Google Classroom, and I'm going to send you the assignment in Google Classroom. You have to do the problems on white paper, put the heading revision dash 2, and then you have to put the title coplanarity, and then do any two problems of your choice, both taking both unsymmetric, and scan them and send them. Okay, girls? Today is the last day for submission of the assignment. Any doubts? Any questions? You can ask me. Okay, shall we close the session, girls? Otherwise, I'm recording now.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, all the best,
Okay,
girls.
ma'am.
Thank you for
Thank
taking
you, ma'am.
part. Okay, all the best.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. See, girls, I'm stopping the recording.